Hey everyone, welcome back. This is the 6 months later review of this phone. We already explored Huawei's flagship P-series devices, the P30 and the P30 Pro. Now it's time to shift focus to the mid-range option, the Huawei P30 Lite. Of course, in order to keep the price lower, Huawei had to make some compromises. But the real question is, does it still manage to deliver a solid smartphone experience? I'm Wilfred from GSMArena, and this is our Huawei P30 Lite review. Even though it costs less, the P30 Lite carries a design language that feels very close to its premium siblings. The rear panel is glass, but instead of a sturdy aluminum frame, you'll find plastic here. Surprisingly, it doesn't come across as cheap or fragile. The pearl white finish looks sleek with chrome touches, while the peacock blue variant is bolder, featuring a shiny metallic gradient. Tilt it at the right angle and you'll catch an S-shaped wave reflection, a nice little detail. The only real drawback with the build is the pronounced camera bump, which causes the phone to wobble when placed on a flat surface. Also, don't expect any waterproofing at this price tier. On the front, the P30 Lite is equipped with a tall 6.15-inch IPS LCD panel at 1080p resolution. There's a small water drop notch housing the selfie camera, which you can hide with a black bar if you'd prefer. With a pixel density of 415 ppi, the content looks sharp. Contrast levels are solid, though not the best in its class, while color accuracy in the sRGB range is surprisingly good. Peak brightness in auto mode hits 501 nits, impressive for an LCD. That said, viewing angles reveal a contrast shift, and with white backgrounds, you might notice some dimming around the edges. On top of the notch, there's also a notification LED, handy for alerts. For sound, you get a single loudspeaker at the bottom near the USB-C port. It reached excellent loudness in our tests, but the audio lacks punch in the highs and lows. Thankfully, there's still a 3.5mm headphone jack, though volume output through headphones is only average. Clarity, however, is good. FM radio support is available when headphones are plugged in. Unlocking is handled by a rear-mounted fingerprint reader, quick and reliable, or face unlock, though as usual, it's not as secure as fingerprint authentication. Storage is generous at 128GB, expandable through a hybrid microSD slot. Software-wise, the device runs Android 9 Pie with EMUI 9.0. Unlike the flagships, it doesn't get EMUI 9.1, so the upgraded file system is missing here. Apps can either sit directly on the home screen or inside an app drawer, depending on your preference. A swipe down reveals a search function, while swiping left brings up Google's news feed. You can also use fingerprint gestures to pull down the notification shade, and gesture-based navigation is available too. Inside, the P30 Lite is powered by Huawei's Kirin 710 chipset, paired with either 4GB or 6GB of RAM. Performance is respectable, comparable to Snapdragon 660 or Helio P70 competitors. Day-to-day tasks run smoothly, and gaming is fairly solid with only minor hiccups. Battery life is another strong point. The 3,300 mAh cell scored a 94 endurance rating in our tests, a big step up from last year's P20 Lite. Fast charging is supported via the bundled 18W charger, topping the phone up from 0 to 35% in just half an hour. Cameras are another highlight. On the back, you'll find a triple setup. A 8MP main sensor, an 8MP ultrawide, and a 2MP depth sensor. By default, the main cam outputs 1 to MP shots thanks to pixel binning, and results are excellent: vibrant colors, strong detail, and wide dynamic range. Shooting at full for 8MP is possible, but capture times are slower and noise often creeps in, so results are hit or miss. With no telephoto lens, zooming is handled digitally. The ultrawide delivers decent 8MP shots, with distortion correction working well, though detail and dynamic range are narrower compared to the main sensor. Portrait mode is especially impressive for a mid-ranger. Subject separation is accurate, edge detection rarely fails, and transitions look natural. In low light, the main camera captures usable 1:MP shots with good color and exposure, but noise and clipped highlights are noticeable. Switching to night mode improves things dramatically, balancing exposure, controlling noise, and enhancing detail, though the processing can sometimes look a little over-sharp. Sadly, the ultrawide doesn't get a dedicated night mode, so its low-light shots remain weak. Video recording maxes out at 1080p, either 30 or 60 fps. At 30 fps, electronic stabilization is always active, producing steady footage with pleasing colors and strong dynamic range, though fine detail isn't outstanding. The ultrawide can also shoot video, but quality is noticeably softer. So, what's the verdict on the Huawei P30 Lite? It delivers stylish design, ample storage, solid battery life, and respectable camera performance, all at a lower price compared to Huawei's flagship lineup. The challenge, however, lies in its price tag, around €350 at launch, which feels steep for a mid-ranger considering the fierce competition offering similar or better features for less. Still, once the price comes down, the P30 Lite could be a very compelling choice. Thanks for so much watching, guys. See you next time.